Student Pinnacle Award winners, Michelle Bryan, Daniel Palmer, Ronaldo Martins, and the rest of the class of 2013. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be there in person to share this momentous occasion with you all. We had votes in the Congress today, but trust me, I'd rather be there with you and your parents. I'm sure that many of the graduates here today are, like I was, the first member of their family to graduate from college. And I know how proud and joyful each and every one of you and your parents and loved ones are or here today. I am incredibly humbled to share this moment with each of you as you take the first step towards writing the next chapter in your lives. It took a tremendous amount of hard work, perseverance, commitment to achieve this milestone, and you should be proud of all you have accomplished. I only have a few minutes to speak, but I wanted to talk a little bit about a book called The Age of the Unthinkable by Joshua Cooper Ramo. In the book, Mr. Ramo talks about how many old ideas that we as a society at one point considered gospel have proved to have unintended and oftentimes disastrous consequences. Think about it. One particular example, he uses in absolute faith in the power of the free market, which, as we saw in 2008, did not unleash the animal spirits and widespread prosperity, but instead fueled an economic crisis that we're still struggling with today and led to the greatest gap in income equality in the history of the world. Alan Greenspan said it best when he testified in front of the Congress regarding the financial collapse, that he had found a quote-unquote flaw in the model that I perceived is critical functioning structure that defines how the board works, unquote. Mr. Ramo's point is that even someone as smart and successful and respected as Alan Greenspan can get caught up in the conventional wisdom that blinds you to the potential consequences of your actions. I had a personal experience with conventional wisdom last year during my re-election campaign. All of the pundits, all the prognosticators claimed that I had no shot of winning due to the new demographic makeup of my new district. They all said it was hopeless, that I should drop out. But I knew that if I stood up and fought for the values I believed in, if I worked hard, if I believed in my team, that we could overcome this challenge and shock those who thought it was impossible. And wouldn't you know it, we pulled it off. My beloved parents, who had a 6th grade education, get that, they pulled it off. They grew a family, taught us to stand on our own 2 feet, take care of each other, and love our beautiful United States. This theory is important for you, because those of you graduating today will guide the future of our great nation. You must never let conventional wisdom or groupthink define how you live your life. Achieve your goals and solve problems. Always make the extra effort to push back the curtain. Challenge yourself to look at the world differently, from a perspective that you may not be naturally comfortable with. When you're in a room and everyone agrees, be the person who says, yes, but. Be the person who looks at the world differently. You will find success, respect in this life. It's worth the headaches. We're never going to tackle the big challenges that our world faces if everyone is marching to the beat of the same drummer. As a nation, if we are to emerge from the economic crisis stronger than we entered it, we desperately need your generation to provide the new ideas that will lead us into the next decade of prosperity. You will be the ones who will defeat climate change. You're going to defeat the end of the world and end the world poverty, and you're going to stymie the spread of infectious disease. It's a big challenge. But I have no doubts whatsoever that each of you, as you leave Fairleigh Dickinson University and make your way into this world, you're going to play an important role in ways you never imagined towards making the world a better place than we could have ever imagined. So again, I want to thank you for this great honor you bestowed upon me. I am truly humbled. God bless you all, and I wish you the best of luck. What a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. I now ask Nobel Peace Prize winner Jody Williams to come forward.
Where do I stand?
Stay right here. You've traveled a long, winding path since fearlessly confronting bullies as a child in small-town Vermont. Seeds of activism, first sown as a Vietnam War protester, took root, promptly your later efforts to end the United States-backed war in El Salvador. You emerged a global voice and lifelong advocate for world peace, justice, and equality. A grassroots activist to the core and a self-described ordinary gal from teeny tiny Vermont, you live your life's mantra. Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they work together. We can all contribute to a better world. In 1992, you launched a grueling global campaign to eradicate landmines, using fax machines and email to build awareness and mobilize activists worldwide. 5 years later, your remarkable efforts resulted in an international treaty and a Nobel Peace Prize awarded to you and the international campaign to ban landmines. You were only the 10th woman and the 3rd American woman to be so honored. Lauded by world leaders and humanitarians, you have been called fearless, determined, and a ringing voice for civil society. The chairman of the Nobel Committee said you proved that the impossible was possible. In 2004, Forbes magazine named you one of the world's 100 most powerful women, a tireless crusader against war and the lingering effects that armed conflict has wrought around the world. Your work continues as co-founder and chair of the Nobel Women's Initiative, teaming up with other female peace laureates to empower women worldwide to work for sustainable peace with justice and equality. It is our privilege to honor you for your impressive achievements and leadership as a Nobel laureate whose efforts prove the powerful ripple effect an individual can have on the world. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, faculty concurring, I hereby confer on you the degree of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to that degree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, now we got to do the photo. Let me get normal. God. Thank you all. Her name is Song Kosal. She probably is 4'8" tall. On a wet monsoon day in her home country of Cambodia, she probably weighs 90 pounds. Her destiny was to be a rice farmer like her parents. She is of peasant rural community in Cambodia. She would grow up to marry, have children, and live a life like her mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother before her. When I met Song Kosal, she was 8 or 9 years old. I am taking my shoes off, thus I am grimacing. She was 8 or 9 years old I met her in Cambodia at a huge international conference to ban landmines. When she was 6, barefoot, like I am, she was with her mother in a rice paddy in Cambodia, harvesting the rice. She stepped in the water, as she had many, many, many times in her young years, and stepped on a landmine and lost her leg. Losing your limbs in Cambodia generally is a sure-fire way to be ignored, to never marry, to just be a burden on your family. She did not have education. She did not have much of a future. And yet, this incredible young woman who I am so honored and privileged to be able to call friend, instead chose a different path. Sangkosal decided to speak out against landmines so that no other child in the world would have to step on a mine like she did and go through the agony that she went through. And this happened not just, of course, in Cambodia, in Mozambique, Angola, I could go Afghanistan, Colombia, Nicaragua, 80 countries in the world. This young woman decided she was going to be a global citizen. At the age of 10, she could barely speak English, but she started appearing around the world, speaking out for a ban on landmines, speaking out on behalf of people who were not able to share their story and their voice. She is an awesome woman. She is today proud. Children! Stop that, children. You're distracting me. I mentioned Sangkosal to point out that even a young woman with no experience, no vision of ever leaving the rice paddies, found a path in life that took her out to be a global citizen. I was reading about the mission of this school, which is to turn you all into global citizens. And when I compare what she has accomplished with nothing, and I imagine what you can and should accomplish with all of the privilege that you have had of coming here, no matter how hard the journey may have been, you did come here and you are graduating. I'm sure you will each search out a path that will bring you a good life. Everyone with half a brain wants a good life. That, however, does not excuse all of us from the responsibility to find ways to give back to the greater good. I think, no, you don't have to clap, it wastes time. These guys want to get done with this and go out and party. Come on, let's get real. I think the biggest limitation to trying to do good for everybody in the world is fear. We think if we cannot bring world peace overnight, we should do nothing because what we do does not matter. I completely and totally disagree. Every single one of us has a passion about something. I don't care what it is. It could be recycling. It could be reestablishing public education in America as something worth the name. It could be trying to stop global warming. It could be stopping rape and gender violence and conflict. It could be gay rights. It doesn't matter. Whatever passion you feel, find an organization working on it and volunteer just a couple hours a month if that's all you can give. Imagine how this world would be if each and every one of us gave a little bit of time for the greater good of us all, whether we like the other guys or not. I trust that you have learned much here. I know this school has prepared you for that task. It's now your responsibility to go out and make it happen, and don't be afraid. Failure is just a step along the path to learning new things in life. I've failed many times, and then I got the Nobel Peace Prize, so there you go. Good luck, people.
Good morning. My name is Christopher Capuano, and I'm the University Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Each year, the Student Pinnacle Award is given to an outstanding graduating senior on each campus who has demonstrated academic excellence, who has made significant contributions through public service and outstanding commitment to the university, and whose efforts reflect the unique character of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Metropolitan Campus Provost Joseph Kiernan and College at Florham Provost Peter Woolley will present the Pinnacle Awards to this year's winners. However, before they do, I am pleased to introduce the Provost of our newest campus in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Cecil A. Abrams, who will make some brief remarks about the Pinnacle Student Award winner from that campus. Dr. Abrams.
Thank you, Dr. Capuano. Fairleigh Dickinson University, Vancouver, opened in September 2007, and a group of dedicated and diverse students from many backgrounds and countries began an exciting educational journey. This spring, we celebrated the 4th and largest graduating class of FDU Vancouver. I have the special honor of announcing the FDU Vancouver Student Pinnacle Award winner, Ronaldo Pereira de Assis Martins. Please take a moment to read about his wonderful achievements, which are cited in your program. He has been a role model and leader for all FDU Vancouver students. Ronaldo received his award and spoke at our ceremony in Vancouver on May the 1st. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but 49 members of the graduating class traveled nearly 3,000 miles so they could share in this university-wide celebration. I ask all the Vancouver graduates in attendance to please rise and be recognized. Thank you.
As Provost of the Metropolitan Campus, it gives me great pleasure to announce this year's recipient from the Metropolitan Campus, Michelet Jane Bryant. Please take a moment to read about the achievements of this outstanding student, which are cited in your program. In recognition of her many accomplishments and in admiration of her remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to confer upon Michelet Bryant the Student Pinnacle Award.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Provost Kiernan. Thank you, guys. We all began this journey years ago with one destination in mind, graduation. Throughout this voyage, we have faced many trials and joys together, such as those dreaded SOS exams at 7 a.m. or refreshing walks in the snow to the calf. We have lived, learned, and grown together. The people that we become are primarily based in our interactions with our fellow colleagues, professors, and staff. The various classes, academic trips, and extracurricular activities have stimulated our minds and spirits. They have also tested us. We may not resemble who we thought we would become, but we became who we were destined to become. Most of all, FDU has helped mold us into the globally and culturally conscious individuals that we are today. After the ceremony today, you will surely hear one of the most dreaded questions: what are you doing after graduation? Since we have been expertly prepared for any future events by our learning experiences here at FDU, we have nothing to fear. We will go confidently into our unique futures with the knowledge that we have accumulated. We not always have all the pieces to our personal puzzles, but that will not stop us from pursuing our meaningful goals in life. However, to be fulfilled, we must give something back. And always remember that all those who wander are not lost. We will make our individual ways. We will journey on the road less traveled into our unique futures. We must keep in mind that these years at FDU are the best of years thus far. In the future, as in the past, we have to make the conscious effort to take advantage of every moment. It is easy to get caught up in our busy lifestyle or daily routines. It is also easy to dwell on the past or focus too intently on the future. But we must take the valuable time to appreciate the beauty of life itself. Let us be proud of who we are in this very moment. This is only the beginning for us. The 19th century philosopher Soren Kierkegaard has said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." So let's live each day and learn each day. Because the beautiful aspect of learning is that nobody can take that away from us. There is no doubt that our futures are bright because we have been well prepared. So let's live and learn with the joyful knowledge that what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters as compared to what lies within us. As the poet T.S. Eliot wrote in his quartets, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the very first time." Again, congratulations to the class of 2013. We did it.
As Provost of the College at Florham, it gives me great pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the College at Florham Student Pinnacle, Daniel Brett Palmer. Please take a moment to read about the achievements of this outstanding student, which are cited in your program. In recognition of his many accomplishments and in admiration of his remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to confer upon Daniel Palmer the Student Pinnacle Award. We're going to stand out here.
Provost Woolley, President Drucker, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, and fellow members of Fairleigh Dickinson University's class of 2013. I'd like to thank you and let you know how deeply humbled I am to be the recipient of the Pinnacle and how honored I am to speak before you today. I'd like to congratulate every graduate here because the degrees you'll be receiving represent your hard work, diligence, and sacrifice. You should all be very proud. Like many of you, I've spent my time while working to attain my degree by dedicating countless hours to studying for exams and being a student leader on my campus. I've learned many lessons, and like many of you, I picked up a part-time job or two to help finance that education. And those jobs taught me other lessons. For example, a little while ago, I was working at a restaurant nearby campus when two elderly customers were discussing a current topic in the news. As I walked by their table, I offered them my view on the subject. Now, after I gave them my opinion, I will never forget how they responded. They said, "What do you know? You're just some 20-something-year-old who doesn't know anything about anything." Now, thanks to FDU, I do believe I know the impact of an education, that it's the power to transform one from an eager student to an informed world citizen. Yet, despite this impact, there are those, like the customers I met at the restaurant, who still question the importance of an education. They suggest that with the job market being the way it is, and with student debt at an all-time high, that it's no longer crucial for young Americans to invest in themselves and obtain a college education. Today, I'm here to say that it's simply not true. And I know this because while in college, I was able to spend one of my summers teaching English in rural China. Now, the school I taught at was brand new. It had state-of-the-art facilities, new computers, and a library that rivaled any other. Yet, I soon realized that only a few select students attended the school. And that was only because their parents were part of the ruling party. Outside, the school was surrounded with a barbed wire fence, with the intent of keeping the rest of the children of the village outside that school. Now, for most of us, the thought of kids being prohibited from learning by the threat of barbed wire is simply unimaginable. Yet, by denying these children an education, the powers in charge were refusing them an opportunity to change both their circumstances and improve their community, because that is the power that an education can provide. As President John F. Kennedy once said, we should think of our education as the means of developing our own greatest abilities, because in each of us, there's a private hope and a dream, which fulfilled can be translated into a benefit for everyone and a greater strength for our entire nation. And this belief reminds us all that the degrees that will be handed out today are more than just recognition of all our hard work, but are symbolic of the responsibility we now all have to society as global citizens. Because our generation faces challenges like no other before has. The world is increasingly diverse, more complex, and progressively more combative. Yet, despite these challenges, we should be comforted, because we are more equipped and better prepared than anyone else to confront them. Whether as teachers, innovators, or business leaders, the lessons we have been taught here at FDU are going to enable us all here to take on leadership roles and contribute to a new and better society. So, be careful of what you say to that 20-something-year-old who you think doesn't know anything about anything, because his job in a few years may just be to figure out how to pay for your Social Security check. Because that is the effect that an education has in creating responsible world citizens. Finally, I'd like to remind you of what former university president J. Michael Adams once said, that all world citizens can see the world through the eyes of others. Because world citizens understand they are part of a global community, they can look beyond themselves, beyond the local, and support causes much larger than their own neighborhoods. World citizens have broken down walls, and world citizens have built bridges. And tonight, more world citizens are still desperately needed. Once again, I'd like to thank you and say congratulations.
At this time, we will present doctoral degrees to the successful candidates.
Mr. President, as the Dean of University College, Arts, Sciences, Professional Studies, I present to you the names of these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
As I call your name, step forward to receive your doctoral hoods from Provost Kiernan and Woolley and the congratulations of University Provost Capuano. Carol Chu Peralta. Aliza Davis. Eric Dranoff. Mihaela Dranoff. Joanna Wolfson. Karen Zwillenberg. Congratulations. Mr. President, I present to you the names of these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Psychology in School Psychology. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University and by them delegated to me, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Psychology with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
As I call your name, step forward to receive your doctoral hoods from Provost Kiernan and Woolley and the congratulations of University Provost Capuano. John Conforti. Nancy Lubrick Ukick. Jennifer Rosen. Lindsay Solotruck. Congratulations. Mr. President, I present to you the names of these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University and by them delegated to me, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
As I call your name, step forward to receive your doctoral hoods from Provost Kiernan and Woolley in the congratulations of University Provost Capuano. Marietta Branis. Donna Constantine. Claudia Douglas. Elsie Gelati. Michael Idu Ojulade. Eleanor Shapiro. Sarah Thompson. Congratulations.
At this time, the deans will present their candidates for degrees. Dean Jeffrey S. Wyman, Maxwell Becton College of Arts and Sciences.
Will all the candidates for degrees in Becton College please rise? And please remain standing until all degrees in all colleges are conferred. Mr. President, I present to you the names of the candidates for master's degrees and bachelor's degrees in the Maxwell Becton College of Arts and Sciences. These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
Dean Patty Mills, University Colleges, Arts, Sciences, Professional Studies. Please come forward.
Will all the candidates for degrees in University College please rise? And please remain standing until all degrees in all colleges are conferred. Mr. President, I present to you the names of the candidates for master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and associate's degrees in University College, Arts, Sciences, Professional Studies. These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
Interim Dean James G. Almeida, Silberman College of Business, come forward.
Good morning. Will all the candidates for degrees in Silberman College of Business please rise? And please remain standing until all the degrees in all colleges have been conferred. Mr. President, I present to you the names of the candidates for the master's degrees and bachelor's degrees in the Silberman College of Business. These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees. And on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
Dean Kenneth T. Verkins, Anthony J. Petroselli College of Continuing Studies, please come forward.
Will all candidates for degrees in the Anthony J. Petroselli College of Continuing Studies please rise and please remain standing. Mr. President, I present to you the names of the candidates for master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and associate degrees in the Anthony J. College of Continuing Studies. These candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements of their respective degrees. And on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon the candidates presented the master's, bachelor's, and associate's degrees indicated with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Please indicate your new status by transferring your mortarboard tassel from right to left. We welcome you to the company of scholars.
Please be seated. Graduates, in the years ahead, when you think of the influences on your life, You will see the faces and hear the voices of many of your professors. They have sought to reach inside you, to challenge you, maybe even provoke you at times, but all in an effort to help you seize tomorrow's possibilities. They have planted the seeds of inspiration that have only just begun to take root here, but they will continue to grow and nurture you in your professional careers and in your personal lives. Remember the lessons taught to you by your faculty, especially the quest for excellence in all that you do. This is an appropriate moment for you to thank them for the role that they have played in the process of educating you. Will the faculty please stand? Thank you. In addition, today would not be possible without the support and encouragement of your family and friends. It is your parents, wives and husbands, and children. It is your friends, both those outside the university and within, including FDU's dedicated staff, who are always there to provide sustenance in your quest for education. We thank all of you who have nurtured the potential and perseverance of these exceptional individuals. I ask the parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, and staff members who have encouraged and helped the graduates to please stand. Thank you all. Please be seated.
I now invite the graduates to come forward so that your faculty, your friends, and your families can acknowledge your achievements. Our marshals will assist you. As many of us know, especially those who have recently suffered a head cold or a stomach flu, this can be a tough time of year when germs and viruses are easily spread. In a room of this large, there's always the chance of passing something on. As we have done in the past, to minimize the risk of spreading anything but goodwill to our graduates and their families, we will refrain from shaking hands, but Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Patrick J. Zenner, and I, along with other trustees and FDU officers, will acknowledge each graduate as you come to the stage, and we will have your pictures taken. Upon leaving the stage, please return to your seats and remain seated for the conclusion of the ceremony.
Agatha Paul.
Stephanie Dalton.
Rochelle Thanalon.
Esther Castillo.
Lydia Gemfi.
Nydia Chinchilla.
Marie Stephanie Brinas Tapuso.
Betty Galvis.
Julie Breen.
Giovanni S. Ramos.
Beth Camber Greenberg.
Carla Dominguez.
Francine Schuster.
Melina Karina Yaqui.
James Burns III.
Reina Flores.
Lena Susan John.
Nelson Cardenas.
Victoria Kozankavaiti.
Byron D. Belcher Jr.
Sonia Schaefer,
Victoria Hairston Peoples,
Seraphine Lizardo,
Charlene E. Edwards,
Sandy Rosima,
Sonia L. Inman,
Grace Perry,
Albert James Brooks,
Taryn Schwer,
Paul K. Anderson,
Allison Lusky,
Juan Zhang,
Holly Ellen Kropp Chadwick,
Jose F. Garay,
Nydia Ortega,
Marcos Guerrero,
Claudia Gone,
Louis Hilsky,
Kimberly Lenker,
Tara Cullen,
Pat Vokis,
Van Nguyen,
Sonal Kamath,
Christopher Patrick,
Benita Jayant,
Melanie Mabita,
Mark Anthony Reyes,
Brian M. Collins,
Donna Marie Garleone,
Richard Mazza,
Catherine Dries,
Felix Ramirez,
Valina Harry,
Bonita Askew,
Nusirat Ishola,
Regini Arcala,
Deborah Duncan,
Shatita Pavula,
Jennifer Torino,
Sravya Yarabelli,
Sabrina Simon,
Tarek Grace,
Katix Pentala,
Willie Foreman,
Ashley Marie Welding,
Philippe Diaz,
Jessica McCoy,
Sarah B. Bernal,
Madalena Piscatelli,
Garen Fracasso,
Deepani Guathalecki,
Teresa Graves,
Suzanne Wycheck,
Rick Bensiveni,
Christina Kenheiser,
Ashley Colleen Shields,
Michael Sharphouse,
Brian Waslick,
Michelle DeRosa,
Hassan Aluwasser,
Jessica Dingman,
Abdurrahman Alhajan,
Lindsay Andros,
Carolina Main McCann,
Kristen Elizabeth Smith,
Nora Hakim,
Lucinda Fisher,
Fine Graham,
Donna Cap,
Carol Ordonez,
Wong Bak,
Jeffrey Kenneth Cabrera,
Etal Alatar,
Sabrina Gertrude,
Sonal Sharma,
Jordan Jesmer,
Lauren Rich,
Perla Hoyas,
Mildred Abroyo,
Laura Mackey,
Megan Kelly,
Jeffrey S. Ryan,
Justine Kidder,
Juan Rodriguez,
David Alex Diaz,
Marcharan Jasal,
Samantha Gordon,
Pavel Yavorovich Garasamov,
Andrew Katz,
Anna Mikhaileva,
Colleen Kennedy,
Jobin Matabavi,
Caitlin Crane,
Lauren Kruger,
Amanda Spence,
Thomas McGowan,
Ashley Ahern,
Joseph Shedding,
Deanna Phillips,
Patrick Kolobas,
Kata Prillo,
Melissa Crump,
Norma Reyes,
Jung Jung,
Brittany Marie Adams,
Hae Sung Mun,
Christine Santucci,
Winston Diaz,
Jessica Keegan,
Mayank Chalawala,
Amanda Borlaudi,
Richard Vitali,
Lisa Minarski,
Melanie Adams,
Sarah Sadowski,
Everett Anthony Monroe,
Lori Harrington,
William Stitt,
Noelle Christie Lethbridge,
Tails Santos,
Tanya Rose Cicerali,
Raminder Sandv,
Deborah Brown,
Kenneth Dunn,
Christopher Lonson,
Sanjana Rani,
Michelle Janis,
Deepika Shantaram Sawant,
Brittany Brickner,
Prashant Ashruk Kalbag,
Kaylong Jin,
Brenda Blackman,
Ezra Illyri,
Sri Govind Gutala,
Susan Flaminio,
Ravi Teha Donovali,
Allison Lubenow,
John Swift,
Annalise Mayo,
Ji Zeng,
Caitlin Ward,
Lashika Austin Howard,
Kimberly Wantz,
Nancy Doherty,
Jennifer Missio,
Elivera Bland,
Sarah Helwig,
Tia D. Smith,
Yu Lee,
Sharon A. Phillips,
Caitlin Marie Bonacourt,
Cassandra Diane Alvarado,
Sarah Chabet,
Deja Williams,
Megan McIntyre,
Chanda Edwards,
Tina Marie Banta,
Rodilio J. Alzate,
Dale Boomer,
Gina Marie J.,
Jenna Logan,
Margaret Alcon,
Rebecca Baldre,
Ryan Isserman,
Diane May,
Dominic A. Chiarella,
Wendy Ferrero,
Angie Pal Bulware,
Leanne Kaufman,
Nadine Lewis,
Vanessa Triss,
Robert Martin,
Gina Patterson,
Daniela Biba,
Pipkali De West,
Yolanda Johnson,
Rebecca Dobies,
James Mateer,
Linda Fair,
Kenneth Kokoska,
Ginger DeBoard,
Joseph William Madison Wirtz,
Emily Singley,
John Emmett Kaiser,
Bicolara Torres,
Jacinta Calzada,
Tiffany Ann Novak,
Kendra Canise Lynch,
Gwen English Nielsen,
Sama Mohammed Abdeladayam,
Noof Albasan,
Fernando Montando,
Shi Min Fan,
Mustafa Gunay,
Mei Swan Lee,
Valerie Monroe,
Zayan Nan,
Lizette Fernandini,
Eileen Martyr,
Dixon Aguang,
Vimal Kaza,
Thais H. Lopez Barbosa,
Victor J. Solis,
John Zisa,
Denise Grulon,
Courtney Janine Proctor Bates,
Jason Cruz,
Rhiannon Marie Volpe,
Jeremy N. Schreiber,
David Perkins,
Laura Grossi,
Wilson Rosa,
Erin Christie,
Scott William Kowalski,
Adrian Pinchot,
Jeff Lamboy,
Christina Hall,
Luis Orsorlo,
Ashley DeBlasi,
David Allen Wilkins,
Sheyu Shu,
Kingsley Onunda,
Javia Jackson,
Andrew Thomas Kohler,
Catherine Bautista,
Rebecca Young,
Ilana Galit,
Deandra Michelle Rhodes,
Jatan Brady,
Cheryl Lynn King,
Alyssa Adler,
Christopher Drewing,
Pafithra Rao,
Joseph Gagnon,
Ijama Ezi,
Jessica Cavaco,
Richard Nwako,
Deanna S. Butler,
Neela Shakiba,
Yongchang An,
Michelle Elaine Campo,
John Kelly Jr.,
Elizabeth Ann Conran,
Cecilia Orovic,
Shanta Dial Watson,
Eric Cruz,
Giovanni Cuzio,
Michael Linsalata,